What is up, Bob Beckett here, and welcome to the very first Big Pip'n Show, where I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to get big pips, right? In this episode, we're going to go over my indicator called supply and demand, okay? If you're an institutional type trader, you'll understand those terms already, but I'm going to go over them and the trades that we're currently taking. And then I'm also going to show you into my mentorship group, the results they're kind of getting, and basically just give as much valuable as I can in this short but awesome episode. So, all right, I'm just going to get right into it. So let me share my screen right here. And by the way, make sure to subscribe and like if you get value out of this video. So right here, you see my supply and demand plus alerts, smart money. That is my indicator. You can get it for $7 over at pipstacking.com. Okay, just go over there, get it, pipstacking.com, $7. Trust me, it's worth it. We have people passing funding challenges just with this indicator alone, without any training, without any crazy stuff. So here was NASDAQ today. Now, how I teach everybody to trade, especially beginners, is use trend lines. I'm not a big trend line guy. I like breaker structure and all that kind of stuff. But when you see these red blocks right here, these are mitigated order blocks. Let me actually just run it back for you, what just happened. So like this was on January 18th. Okay. So let me run back the whole thing on replay mode and just show you once it loads up. Now, first and foremost, these green areas are order blocks. And supply and demand areas from different areas. See right here, boom. So this is a great place to target. The dashed line is actually a 50% mark, where it usually is a really good place to target. But once it hits that, if it's in the right direction with trend, it will turn green, right? So right now, when I'm looking at this, I'm only taking sells because this is detecting that it's in a downtrend, right? And you're only going to be seeing mitigated blocks. So if this pulled up to this area, you would see a block. All right, so that's one thing. Also, if you see it kind of retest, I guess you'd say in a retail world, underneath this area, that's a good area to take a sell and put your stop above there, as long as it breaks this low of this block, right? Same thing happened here. It's popped up. Yeah. So let me just kind of just push play and just see what happened. So first thing I want you to notice is there was a really nice break of structure right here. Okay. It closed with a solid candle. This is on the 1 hour. We're going to wait for it to pull back now. So where's the next area that we should be targeting would be these order blocks up here, the supply area, right? So let me actually make it a little faster. Just push that. I'm also monitoring a few trades that I'm in. Okay, so notice how this happened right away. Okay, so I just want you to see this in kind of real time, right? Once this loads back up. And then I'm going to go over each pair real quick that I trade personally, and we'll just go from there. So you notice right here, there's this block right here. This didn't go all the way up, right? But I still consider that mitigated, meaning it doesn't need to go up to this area yet. This area is unmitigated, meaning it didn't come up to this box at all. Right, so eventually the bank's got to bring it back up to this area. Right here, as you can see, as soon as this gets mitigated, let me see where that was. Boom. As soon as that was mitigated, let me just, again, go back one more time. And we'll get this show on the road. Once that trade was mitigated right there, okay, boom, you could have essentially taken gone to a lower time frame and actually taken that trade for a sell very easily, right? That would have been a nice, and where would I have taken it? I would take it probably down to this order block or this demand area and 50% of that. So if I were to do that right now and take a short tool, say on the lower time frame, you had this block, right? You put your stop above there. Already we're at a 1 to 5 risk reward. So if I aim for this green, I don't know if it goes that far or not, and it did, it smashed it. It almost came back up and tapped into there. And now we just now get a sell alert. Okay, sell alerts are nice, they're cool, and you could actually take trades just off the sell alerts alone. But you know, I recommend that you learn basic price structure. Notice this continued creating a new low right here, Okay, so with that said, we should be looking up in this area for a nice area. Sometimes it'll use the same order block that was mitigated, that area. Most likely it's going to go this area. So we're waiting on some kind of a pullback. And there's the block. See this block right here? Essentially, you could take a sell. Now, when there's all these blocks together, I like to put my stop above all of those. And again, I would be refining big time. I would be literally on the 1 minute chart right now and basically about to kill it, right? So I'm going to take it down to a 1 to 3, which is basically above this last order block. Let's see if that plays out. And we smashed it. Okay. And we got another sell and alert. So right there, I mean, if we would have taken this thing all the way down, what I tell a lot of my students is take 50 to 80% partials around these areas right here where there, there's a lot of buy and sell orders. You could throw up a free volume indicator to see that kind of stuff. And let like a 50 to 20% partial run, right? So right there is a 1 to 7. So if you risked 1,000, that would have been $7,600. If you risked 100, that would have been $760, right? And by the way, this is for educational purposes only. I don't, use a demo account. If you use a paid account with your broker, that's totally up to you. All the risk is on you. That's not, this is literally just for fun, educational purposes only. This is all I do for a living, but my results aren't your results, that kind of deal. So I have to say that, obviously. So we're going to say, all right, look, this is what I want you to notice real quick. All right, so this bounced above, it broke through. This is a break of structure. So this broke through the top of this. So there's a good chance based off price action here that this might go back up to this block. Okay, so let me just see if that happens. Okay, so far, no. So we rebroke the structure back down, so we're good. So once I saw this wick right here happen, it came back up to this order block area and then shot back down. So you could have taken a trade in this region right here, no problem. Let me just let it run back. Okay, so we're waiting on another block. And boom, we have a block, but it closed above it. So I'm thinking it needs to go a little bit farther, but it might just pull up to here, then drop. We'll see. So that is where we currently are, I think. Yeah, this is where we currently are. So right now it's pulling up to a block and should be playing somewhere off of this area, right? I'm actually in a trade for a sell right now as we speak. And my stop is like right up in here. So hoping this bullishness kind of goes away, but I'm thinking it's going to be something like this candle right here. So, we'll see what happens. But regardless, all right, so if we go to the next pair, US 30, let's let this load up. I have a bunch of alerts everywhere, as you can see. And everything with me is price action, break structure, that kind of stuff, right? So as you can see, this is breaking structure to the upside. It went above my mitigated order block, right? It didn't just bounce off of it. There's a good sign that it could pull back to like 50% of this area, then keep going up. This could be where it's reversing. But also notice there's a massive order block up here that it could play off of, right? So mitigation, just so you know, is when the banks, institutions will pull up they'll put a bunch of money in the market and they'll close their buy orders up here, all their buy orders, and then put tons of sell orders in at the same time so they don't keep losing money when they're hedging, right? So they get out of their buy orders and they'll get into sell orders, and the vice versa if they're gonna go the other direction, right? So I'm hoping that's what's gonna happen with them right now. I think they're taking out liquidity right here before they drop it down. Otherwise, it could be reversing, which is fantastic. Either way, it's fine because then you know the direction to go the other way, right? So with that said, let me just show you this. So we had break of structure here. Oops. Break of structure here, right? So I'd be looking for some kind of order block in this region. Never came up that high. We had break of structure here. This came and just retested this area. So whenever it comes up and just retests this area, you can essentially get in for a sell, put your stop above there and ride it down. That would have been a nice trade. So if you would have done something like this, boom, you would be at a 1 to 12 right there. Risk 1,000, make 12,000 kind of thing, right? This right here broke structure down, pulled up. You would have had some kind of a break of structure on a lower time frame right here, you could have sold off. This came back up to mitigate again. You could have taken a sell right here with a tiny stop. And these are like my favorite. Okay. Literally you could put your stop here or put it like above like a small little pullback just for extra protection kind of thing. But I like to do something like that, which it's still a massive, it's still a very big thing. So this is a 1 to 24 if you used almost a 100-point stop loss right there, which is freaking crazy. Right. If you do the kind of stop losses we do in my mentorship program, we're doing sometimes 5, 10, 15 stops. That's a 1 to 144, which my biggest I ever got was a 1 to 110. Right. So again, risk 100 made 10,100. Risk 1,000, that'd be $100,000, $110,000. Right. Just giving you an example. Okay. So again, break of structure here. Pulls back up to this block, right? Essentially, you can get in right there, put your stop above here, and boom. Again, this is just $7, and then you get access to my group. You get access to trade ideas. You get access to the training. There's way more. I put more and more training in the back office all the time. So this is cool. So let me just go to USDJPY to show you what happened over there. I actually took this buy earlier. I think NASDAQ is about to tank some or do its pullback. Let me look again real quick. All right, so maybe it won't break that high. If it doesn't break that high, it should pull back at least to this area. And if it doesn't break that high, it should technically come all the way down at least to this area. So that's what I'm hoping for. All right, back to UJ. All right, so I took this buy earlier because I saw the rejection. I saw the rejection of this block area right here. And I literally just saw it pull back and I got in, right? I saw also that it was protecting these lows, which is another crucial part. But if I look over here, let's look at how this played out. So we have break of structure right here. How I say break structure, it's continuation of the trend down, right? With a solid candle. I don't like just wicks, but I will do just wicks if I have to. And with that said, it came back up to the order block area. It mitigated the order block area. Let me just show you like this because it's better this way. You get the full effect. All right, so there's the 50% area that we're looking for it to hit to get in, and boom, just hit it. So we can put a sell order in right there, right in that area, especially if we saw some kind of break of structure back down and target like these lows, right? That's a 1 to 5.66 right there. Boom, smashed it, right? So you can do this over and over again. Guess what? It broke structure again, broke structure, continued making new lows again. And again, we're waiting for it to do some kind of price action either off this or this high right here. So let's see. Okay, almost came and touched that, kind of missed it. But guess what? We have another one right here, right? It created a new low right here. So let's see if it comes up to this area for a sell. And we just sold that right off. And it wouldn't have been, it didn't touch it exactly, but as soon as you've seen price action on lower time frame right here, you could have got in for a sell right here. These look like small moves, but these are big moves, especially on, well, this is USDJPY. So let's say you got in like right there and rode that down there. It's almost a 1 to 5, okay, which is fantastic. All right, so we're going to look again. All right, so right here we would sell in this area, stop above this high. Now, if we lose, that's totally fine, right? But, you know, and we smashed it. Okay, cool. It's still creating new lows. As you can see right here, boom, that low is taken out by here. So again, we're looking for another area like right here and there. So we just got in right when it touched this area, and we'll put it above that just for extra. Remember when I said they're super close? You could just put the stop above all of them. Just go for that low. One of these times you're going to lose. All right, we just lost. Okay, so this, what's it doing right now? It's actually showing that it's creating new highs, right? It's actually creating new highs. So essentially, we're going to be looking for buys, right? So I need it to keep creating highs so we can create a buy. So in this area, we're just going to buy right off of that. Oh, and that's where we're at right now. So essentially, I'm looking for buys right now in USDJPY. Long, wait for it to pull up. hopefully you're getting something out of this. Okay. So right in this area, right when I touch there, I put this right here, put the stop below here, taking it to here. So essentially I'm looking for a nice 1 to 2.81. But if I do the targets right, I would just go for this order block, 50% of that block right here, which would make it 1 to 4. Again, go to pipstackingsecrets.com for that. Now, I just wanted to highlight a few of my students today. Let me just share that screen. Stop share. I'm going to share my whole screen so I can. Well, I'm going to share a part of my screen. How do we do that? Hold on. Share screen. All right. I'm just going to share that screen. You should see everything, I think. All right. I'm going to go to. So this is my group. This is my institutional. This is my one-on-one mentorship group. So if you're interested in that, I'll put a link in the description. But just today alone, this is just crazy. This is all today, talking today. So this guy started like 2 months ago. He had a $4,114 day. This person has been trading for years, but finally is successful. This is their $7,723 day. And here we focus on getting funding, right? So the main focus is literally getting you funded, period. So if I look down farther, we're just all helping each other. And this guy is about to get $200,000 in funding. Need $3,500 more to get funded $200,000. Not bad. All right, this was me today, 5,155. Right here, this is Bethany. She's been killing it. She just started, gosh, 6 months ago. Scratch. This is Thomas. He did 1,525 today. So we're doing really, really well in there. And basically, the one-on-one mentorship deal is basically I focus on working one-on-one with you in a private group. And we just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I look over your trades. I tell you exactly what you're doing wrong, what I would do differently. We just keep going back and forth. And my guarantee to you is I'll help you get funded on your own, not just pass a challenge for you, where you can get outside funding, $100,000 up to $2 million on FTMO that you could use. Basically, you get 75 to 90% profit share. FTMOs, funded trader, that kind of thing. So if that's of interest to you, hit the description, okay? And most importantly, guys, subscribe and comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this. Again, you can go to pipstacking.com if you want to get this indicator for $7. Just go grab it. It's just $7. And that'll also get you in more contact with me. You'll be able to see my trades and ask me questions, that kind of stuff. So, all right. Thanks for joining the first Pip Stacking show. And let's kill it. All right. Peace.